got to go.
If anyone's wondering what my favorite Coen Brothers movie is, this is it. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? A hilarious take on the journeys of Odysseus and his companions as they wander into strange lands to try and get home. In this case, we get 3 prison convicts escaping a chain gang in the 1930s Deep South, led by Ulysses Everett McGill, played by George Clooney. Here's the thing I have about George Clooney. I generally don't like him as an actor. Maybe it's just his smug persona always seeping through any character he's trying to play. Maybe it's the fact that so many people never stop overrating him. But I've never been a big George Clooney fan. However, this movie is an exception to that bias. I loved the character of Everett and the performance that Clooney gave. This takes full advantage of the kind of character Clooney seems to play best, and he gives it his all. Though, of course, it's pretty hard to give a bad performance when the Coens are directing you. But he's not the only one who disappears into a memorable character. There's Tim Blake Nelson giving the best performance in the film as Delmar, the naive, good-natured simpleton who seems such a genuinely good person that you almost disbelieve that he's a criminal. Then there's Pete, played by John Turturro, who I had a hard time recognizing due to his disappearing into character. All 3 of these men share a remarkable journey that leads to many twists and turns in true Coen Brothers fashion. The story follows the fugitives as they come across an ensemble of supporting characters that only the Coen Brothers could put into a film. Characters come and go throughout the story, each one with a resolution that befits their nature completely. And this idea of wandering into other people's lives and out of them just as quickly captures the feel of the Odyssey, as well as direct references. Now, I know some people object to the comparison, but this movie really can be compared to the Odyssey. On an obvious level, there's a scene involving beautiful women luring the fugitives into a false sense of security with their singing. There's also a big one-eyed bully played by John Goodman, obviously representing the Cyclops Polyphemus. But on a deeper level, the movie deals with an issue that the Coen brothers have always seemed to deal with in their career, and it's also a central theme in the Odyssey. Humanity's hubris, being punished by superior forces beyond their control. Everett is a fast-talking swindler who mocks his companions for believing in the importance of souls and overly religious southern mumbo-jumbo. But it turns out that there are forces after them that seem unstoppable in their thirst for claiming these men who have escaped justice and the law. And it all builds up to one of the greatest conclusions to any film that I've ever seen. The tone of the movie is also worth mentioning. So much of it is just over the top and comedic, but other parts are dark and serious. The Coen brothers pay homage to the style of Oscar Wilde comedy as they trivialize very serious things and take trivialities very seriously. It makes for a classic film that really captures their style while still paying homage to their inspirations. But what also makes this movie memorable is the soundtrack. The film's soundtrack famously made more money than the movie itself. There's a wide variety of very catchy old-time music by such talented vocalists as Ralph Stanley and the Fairfield Four. The old classic style of the music plays right into the time period of the film. The movie soundtrack even brought back a public interest in these classic songs of an overlooked heritage. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is the best Coen Brothers movie I've ever seen. While they've successfully pulled off the zany comedy and the violent noir, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou feels like the perfect Coen Brothers film. Its lighthearted look at such serious things as God and the devil, life and death, it's all classic Coen, and everything feels just right in this hilarious tale of self-discovery and redemption.